You know, it's funny. Movies have the Oscars, music has the Grammys, but what about podcasts? Where's their big moment? Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. There's a brand new festival called the International Podcast Showcase, and its goal is huge, to basically revolutionize the entire audio world.
Right? Think about it. Film has Cannes, music has the Grammys, but podcasting? It's missing that one single go-to event that really celebrates the absolute best in audio storytelling. And that question, that gap, is precisely what this new festival is setting out to fix.
And look, they are not messing around. Just listen to their mission statement. They say, we are building the Cannes of podcasts, the Sundance of sound, and the Tribeca of talk. I mean, wow. When you say you're building the Sundance of sound, you're not just planning another conference. You're aiming to create a real, lasting institution for the entire audio world. That's a huge vision. Okay, so, the Cannes of sound. That's a pretty big claim, right? Let's actually break down what that means and what makes this festival so different.
At its core, it's really all about building a community in the real world. It's a two-way street. On one side, it gives podcasters the platform and the props they absolutely deserve. And on the other side, it gives fans, people like us, a place to discover amazing new shows and actually connect with the people making them.
Okay, so let's talk about the experience itself. What's it actually like to be there? Let's take a look inside the showcase.
So, first off, prepare for some serious energy. We're talking 12-hour days from 10 in the morning to 10 at night. And they're absolutely packed with live showcases, panels with industry pros, and tons of networking. And that's all before the after party even gets started. It's a lot, in the best way.
And the live shows are really well thought out. They've got 3 different stages, so there's a vibe for every kind of podcast. You've got the main stage, which is, the big one for the premiere shows. Then there's a small stage for a more intimate, up-close experience. And then there's something called the Festival Podcast Pit, which is super cool. It's where people can actually record and interact with a live audience, right there on the festival floor.
All right, so if you're a podcaster, you're probably wondering, how do I get on one of those stages? Let's walk through that journey, from submitting your show to actually performing live.
It's a pretty straightforward 4-step process. First, you submit a really polished 10-minute sample of your work. That sample then goes to a jury of industry pros. If they like what they hear, you get this official selected laurel, which is a big deal. And then, the final step, you get to showcase your podcast live at the festival.
And let's talk about that jury for a second, because this is super important. The whole credibility of the festival really depends on who's doing the choosing. And it's not random at all. We're talking a hand-picked panel of producers, showrunners, and some of the best podcasters out there. So when you get selected, it's a genuine stamp of approval from people who really know their stuff.
And the cool thing is, the recognition starts right away. The second you're selected, you get to use this prestigious laurel. Think of it like a badge of honor. It's something you can put on your show's artwork that immediately tells people your work is top-notch, even before the festival doors open.
Okay, so performing live is amazing, but what else is up for grabs? Let's get into the awards and the opportunities for brands to get involved.
So there are 2 main awards you can win. First, there's the People's Choice Award, which is exactly what it sounds like. The audience votes for their favorite. But then you have the really big ones, the Best of Festival Awards. Those are chosen by that same industry jury we were talking about. So winning one of those is a huge deal. It's like getting the critics' stamp of approval.
Now, an event this big isn't just about the creators and the fans. It's also a golden opportunity for brands. I mean, think about it. You have this entire community of super passionate, engaged audio lovers all in one place. That's a direct line for companies to connect with them.
And there are a few different ways they can do that. They could run short sponsorship reels before the live shows, or they could set up their own branded spaces to give out samples. Or they could get really creative and build these unique on-site experiences, what they call activations, that really tap into the festival's vibe.
All right, let's zoom out for a minute. What's the big takeaway here? Why does a festival like this actually matter for the future of podcasting?
Well, it really comes down to this. It's trying to be the one thing the podcasting world has been missing. A central hub, a single place for discovery, for recognition, and for genuine connection. It's where we as listeners can find really great shows, where creators can get the credit they deserve, and where the whole audio community can finally gather in one place.
And that really leaves us with one big question to chew on. Right now, how do you find new podcasts? It's probably through an algorithm or a friend tells you about one, right? But could a big, curated, prestigious event like this, a true Sundance of sound, completely change the game? Could this be how we all find our next favorite show? It's definitely something to think about.